It's a professional.
I only see it in the bottom right corner, but it looks dope.
Oh, yeah. I spent some time in here with all my time off, fucking around with setting it up.
Yeah. How'd you do it? You been doing AI stuff or?
No, this is all just me fucking around with the stock imaging that's on here. Just like, hey, let's dress it up a tad. You know, we're on a new software. Oh, we're also on YouTube. All these get posted to YouTube, so you can watch it there. You can watch it on iHeartRadio. You can listen to it on Apple Podcasts, and then we're still on Spotify. So we're on 4 new platforms now.
What a plug! What a plug, Michael.
Make sure to check out our Instagram page. If you find anything conspiracy theory related, send it to us. We'll talk about it. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. There, I did it. I hate saying that shit. Wow. But
yeah. Hey, all in one breath too. I'm proud of you.
Right? Yeah. I haven't made Huh?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say I haven't made any headway on figuring out lures. No. I have not gotten anywhere with that.
I didn't think you would, to be honest with you.
Yeah, not a lot of people believed in me. That's okay. I didn't really believe in myself in that one.
It sounds like a good idea. I get it. The smaller was a fly fishing lure, but for normal, for just their normal reel.
And since I've been talking about it, right, I've gotten all this fly fishing bullshit in my feeds now.
Yeah, because they're always listening.
And it's funny because, like, as a bass fisher, the bass fishing community, I have no ill will against fly fishermen, right? I don't care. Fish is fish, right? But the bass fishing community and the fly fishing community are like the Sharks and the Jets, you know, like the Cubs and the Sox. They're playing in the same ballpark, but they don't like each other.
Well, I mean, I don't like any fishermen near me, no matter what they're doing, to be honest with you.
I don't either. Oh, there's a great bunch of YouTube videos that you can watch about Karens harassing fisher.
I've seen a couple.
Dude, they're so funny. They're so funny. You know that it's illegal to do that?
What?
Fisherman harassment. It's a real thing. You can actually get fined and sometimes arrested for harassing fishermen.
Dude,
so like those videos of people coming up and saying like, "Hey, you're hurting the fish." That is harassment. Yeah.
I wish I was at the Congress meeting when that was getting voted on, or like the first guy to bring that up to his senator. Just like this fucking lady won't leave me alone. No one owns the water.
There are people
she doesn't fucking get it.
It's always really funny because like it is a sticky spot, right? Like technically, if you own the property, you have an easement onto the river, right? But that just allows you to go on the river. If you're on a navigable waterway, you can fish as long as you're in the water.
Exactly. This one guy just goes, "I can cast wherever the fuck I want."
Right.
Like he was just waiting to say it.
Right. I can do what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like,
you see these fucking pit vipers? That means I can fish where I want.
You see this handlebar mustache? Okay. Yeah. My bald eagle friends are going to come scoop your eyes out. Keep fucking with me.
I stopped drinking 2 hours ago so I could drive this boat just to do this.
But I was drinking for 16 hours before that.
They don't know that.
They don't need to know. Yeah, those videos are always so funny. There was a crazy one that I saw, though, of like both guys were both in the right and the wrong. So there were duck hunters and a fisherman, right?
Okay.
And they were both in boats. And one was like shored up, you know, hunting ducks. And it was the most redneck bullshit I've ever seen. They took a pontoon boat and they turned it into a duck hunting blind. Which, like, it drove away at the end of the video. I was like,
so wait, they were on the water?
They were like on the bank. They like put the boat as close to as they could to the bank, right? So they were hunting out of the boat, which you can do. But
that is legal.
Yeah. So, and then the bass fisherman was going by and they were both saying like, you're not supposed to be here. And they were both right, you know, because like they were both breaking etiquette. the fisherman was obviously in front of duck hunters who have guns, right? But then the duck hunters shouldn't have been like pointing or shooting over the head of a guy who was fishing, right? So they were both right.
Wait, they shot? Down. They were shooting?
Yeah, they were shooting. Well, I don't know how far away the guys were from the camera, right?
Okay.
But the guy was yelling at him, "Hey, you're in our shooting lane of ducks." He's like, "I can be here because I'm fishing. It's a public waterway." He's like, "Yeah, but we're shooting guns, so you shouldn't be here." and technically they were both right, because like it is public land, right? But they also have guns, So it was like two dogs barking at each other.
Yes and no, because I would say from a law perspective, the fisherman is absolutely in the right.
Yes.
But from civilization, Wild Wild West style, duck hunter is in not. I wouldn't say in the right, but going to win.
Yeah, so what it boiled down to was the...
were they shooting the ducks on the water, or were they flying overhead?
They were flying overhead.
And how are they going to retrieve these ducks if they were over the water? Are they going to have their dogs go in and get them?
No, they were on the boat. They just push off from the shore and they go get it.
Oh, well, that's if ducks float. Do ducks float?
I think so.
They have to. Well, maybe. I mean, they swim.
They're hollow. Duck bones are hollow. So I would assume they would float. Anyway, so the law, because I got into the comments because I was like, who is in the right here? And everybody agreed both are assholes. Both shouldn't be doing that.
Oh.
But the ownership is on the one with the firearm because they're in control of the firearm.
Fine, but also, well, let's just who's been there longer. I mean,
right. Well, that's what it comes down to.
Is that the fisherman's? Is that like the fisherman lives on that lake, and the duck hunters are just kind of passing by, and they're strangers on that lake, or is that a duck blind that's always been there, and it's, hey man, it's duck hunting season, and they got 2 weeks to do this. You can fish for months. There's a lot of questions that I have.
Yeah, like the law was the duck hunters were in the wrong because they shouldn't be shooting in anybody's direction, right?
Yeah.
But when it comes down to social etiquette, it was kind of leaning towards like the fisherman was in the wrong because like you see a duck hunting blind with guys in it.
I don't know, man.
You're going to go trolling over there though, like
if I live on that lake and I know it's a prime spot and I go there all the time, if I caught some hoofers over there past couple of days.
Yeah. So it was kind
of like
everybody's an asshole here. They should have been shooting. He should have been over there.
I don't know. Maybe that's his spot, and that's been his spot for the past week, man.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the downside of 30-second YouTube videos. You really
need
don't
to bring back Judge Judy. That's a perfect Judge Judy case.
The best one I've ever seen, though, it's my all-time favorite YouTube video of all time, of everything that I've ever watched. It's this lady, this crazy old lady that goes to a public hearing, and it's about a zoning issue for new Portillos going in. And this lady like steps up to the microphone and she's like, my name's whatever, and I am divorced, and my daughter won't talk to me, and the library blocked my password. Does that make sense to you? And she just like goes on and on and on about absolutely nothing. And all the people sitting in the background are just like laughing hysterically.
Oh God.
And then the people interrupt her and they're like, ma'am, we're here to talk about the zoning issue for the Portillos. The what? He's like, yeah, it's going in on 65th. Oh, well, I live on 60th. Okay, do you have any thoughts on it? No. And then she just like disappears as quickly as she showed up. It is my favorite video. Never fails to make me laugh.
That poor lady.
Yeah.
I would hate to be your neighbor.
Right? Oh,
God.
My God. Just killing me.
She's out there again.
Yeah. Hey, we're coming up on an anniversary here, Pat.
What's the anniversary?
May 28, 2016.
Oh, Harambe. Yeah.
Harambe. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you celebrate on his birthday or the day he was shot?
The day he was shot.
Yeah? Why?
Yeah.
Should be a celebration of life.
It is. but it's also who shot Harambe and why isn't he on trial for fucking everything up?
I don't know.
Why didn't we ID that man? You know,
because he just said he's coming right for us, and then that's the rule. You can shoot. You can always shoot after say they're coming right for us, and then you can shoot anything. Like if the duck guy said that, he could kill that bass guy.
He's coming right for us.
And then he shoots, and then he's like, "Officer, I said it loud and clear. They heard it.
I was in the right."
Yeah.
I said he's
so the guy did the same thing with Harambe.
Yeah. It's that and head him off at the pass. You know, those two things, you could basically have carte blanche on whatever comes next. I mean, I think the guy who shot Harambe should be up there with Lee Harvey Oswald. And
do you blame him more or the kid?
Well, the kid didn't help. But
the whole situation happened because of him.
Yeah, I mean, I think the guy who pulled the trigger. Like you didn't have a trank. You're telling me you're at the Cincinnati Zoo and all these wild fuckers are around and you don't have a tranquilizer? Yeah. Like he went right for a 30-06. Like
true.
Just showed up
yeah,
and shot him, you know? There was no thinking.
Do you think Harambe did something like the week earlier to piss him off? So he's been wanting to do that?
Yeah. Probably. Oh, he's got it out.
Can you imagine if the killing of Harambe was staged? I don't even want to think that.
I mean, maybe. But what did Harambe know? Why?
Maybe it wasn't anything to know. It was just a distraction. Just, maybe, I don't know. Maybe something big was going on that day and they needed to distract the world like they do all the time. Like, hey, I got an idea. What if we shoot a gorilla? Hear me out. In the zoo.
Hear me out. 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 He was headed right for us.
He was headed right for us. We know the rules.
He was headed right for us. So I always thought that it was Harambe's death that led to the string of events post 2016 that have put things a little off kilter.
I think that was the starting point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was really was the starting point.
I'm on a new theory. And I'm like totally ingrained in this. I haven't seen anything that pointed me otherwise in all of my research over the last week. Mm-hmm. But I think our reality has collided with another reality.
So I guess explain more. So does that mean there's two of everybody out there? Or
it's more like we got bumped into a new timeline, right? But the timeline that we took over is either in front or behind us. So there's two Earths in one timeline, or in two timelines, really, because we got bumped over into a new one, but the old timeline still exists. It's just we can't get back to that one. We're in a new one, so there's two Earths on this timeline right now.
On the same timeline?
Same timeline. Two Earths, same timeline. One, I don't know which one's ahead of the other, but that's...
But why? I guess why would it stop at just two timelines if there's multiverse? Because then that means there'd only be two. When
there's
millions.
There is millions, but because of the Higgs boson particle and what happened with CERN and the Hadron Collider, we've been bumped into a new reality on accident.
You're dropping a lot of things there, Michael.
Yeah. Okay. So just hang on. Hold on to your hat.
Explain?
They're coming right for us. So CERN, right? CERN is the European Center for, what was it, like nuclear research or something like that is what this program is. And it's in Switzerland. And what they did is they built this like giant ring, and it's 17 miles long.
Made out of what?
Science is the best way I can explain it. It's made out of science.
We're off to a great start. Okay.
It's basically one really, really big tube, right? And what it's designed to do is accelerate particles. Okay. And what they do is they just take these two protons, right, and they just accelerate them basically to within 100,000th of a percent of the speed of light.
Okay.
Incredibly fast, right?
I mean, I can't even fathom to be
right. I don't like it's just a little bit slower than turning on a flashlight.
Okay.
So what it's designed to do is collide these two particles, right? And then the tube, the science machine that this thing is in, right, collects the data wherever these things collide. And what it's looking for is the Higgs boson particle, which is associated with the Big Bang event, right? These two particles that collided that started the universe as we know it. So they built this thing, and then they've been just shooting particles.
Well, hold on. How did they even know that that's the particle that started the Big Bang?
It goes back to like the two scientists, Higgs and boson, right? It was kind of like an Einstein theory, right? Like the theory of everything, like where did it come from? So they go back far enough to like, okay, if the Big Bang did in fact take place, what would be the circumstances for that? Well, a lot of compressed energy in one spot. And for all that compressed energy to build up into something, two things would have to collide to spawn the energy to create something. And then it would just kind of accelerate from there, right? So when you like smash two golf balls together, right, they make a really loud noise, right?
Yeah.
This is, millions of degrees larger in terms of like kinetic energy, right? So that amount of energy ignites like some of the gas in the atmosphere. That gas then creates a gravitational pull, right? And then it pulls all the other material together and it creates planets. This is a very abridged version of what I've been learning about this.
I would imagine. Yeah. So you're telling me that we have the particle that started the universe and we just are shooting shit at it to see what happens in a tube in Switzerland.
Kind of. So when these particles collide, right, it just creates a massive amount of energy. So like the particle that they found in 2012, mind you, was that particle that they also call it the God particle.
Where did they find it?
Well, it's the how do I want to put this? It's basically the residue of these two particles colliding. So when they collide in that little space between them, right, or when that collision takes place, those shattered protons are basically the particles, the Higgs boson particles that release all that energy that then creates crazy shit, apparently. So they did this and they built it and they've been working on it. And they first turned it on in 2009, I think it was. And they started launching particles. They just kept shooting these things down this tube, right? And then they finally got one in 2012. Now, backing up a little bit, when they first theorized about these particles colliding, there was like a couple of ideas of what could potentially happen. And I remember being in college reading about this because one of like the potential outcomes of these two protons colliding was the creation of a black hole. And I remember reading about this in college, right? I'm probably a million beers deep at this point, and I'm like, wait a second. So you're telling me either we have one or two outcomes with this situation. Either we find out what created the Big Bang or we get sucked into a black hole.
Die. Terrible, terrible way.
That's a lot of dice to roll. on that situation. That's kind of fucked up.
Those are the only two options, huh?
Yeah, well, at the time, right? Or nothing happens, I guess, is the third option, right?
So are you trying to say that back in 2012 that they made this work, and since like 2012, we have gone into a different timeline?
That's exactly what I'm getting at. Yep. Because these two things collided, it created just enough energy within time and space to move us over slightly into a new timeline. Just enough where things like the Mandela effect, because like post 2012, that's when people started picking up on the Mandela effect shit, right?
I am a big believer that the Mandela effect is just people being their narcissistic asshole selves and can't admit that they're wrong, damn it.
Very well could be, right? I mean, I was talking to my wife about this, right? And I was trying to explain it to her, and it was going way over her head because she was just listening to me to drone on. But I explained to her what a Mandela effect, and for the uninitiated,
like
it's
fruit of the loom,
right?
Yeah.
Mandela effect is where people collectively share a fake memory, right? So, like, it started with Nelson Mandela because people remember him dying in prison in the 80s. But
I don't know enough about Nelson Mandela.
Yeah, so he was like a South African.
Yeah, he was in jail forever, right?
Yeah, and then he came out.
And then he became a politician.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
He's like one of the most.
I'm not keeping tabs on the guy. You know, he absolutely could have. I don't know when he died.
Right. Neither do I. But that's what it was. Is like everybody thought they remember reading something in the paper that he died in 1987, but he was alive, right, up until, I don't know, 2000s something, I think.
The Monopoly Man is another one.
That one, Berenstain Bears versus the Berenstain Bears, right?
I thought it was Bernstein Bears. So
Sam Bernstein.
Yeah,
that guy.
I don't know.
Now this one, I don't really believe that the Star Wars thing, right? Of Vader saying, "Luke, I am your father," when the real line is, "No, I am your father."
I just watched it yesterday, and it's no, I am your father.
Right? Yeah.
Yep. Just watched it yesterday.
But yeah, I was talking to my wife about it, and she was like, "Well, I kind of have one." I was like, "Hit me." So, but she was in Brazil during 9/11.
They had a 9/11?
No. Oh. Our 9/11.
Our 9/11.
Our 9/11. And
gotcha.
she and all of her friends collectively agree that on the Dragon Ball Z episode that aired that day, Goku was supposed to reach Super Saiyan 3. And then it all cut off because it started showing news of 9/11. Mm-hmm. And then they went back to look for the episode of Goku, right? Going Super Saiyan 3, never happened. Her and all of her friends were like, this episode existed. I remember it being here. But then it was cut off due to 9/11, and nobody's been able to find that episode.
Well, maybe they just threw it away since they aired it on that day.
Could be, right? But it wasn't like even in the storyline anymore. Like they just never brought it up again, you know? So like that's the weird shit that people are kind of associating with this whole Hadron Collider thing, right? Is like even the thought of moving over and
but
some Mandela effects, kind of like this is weird, right?
My thought is that I would imagine that people back in the 50s were also having Mandela effects. Like, I could have sworn that Elvis's guitar was red in this video. You know, like I'm sure that, again, that's just us being narcissists thinking like,
right.
I'm sure that that's happened to every single generation.
Mm-hmm. Well,
we just finally thought of a term for it, and we also have social media where we're all able to talk about it now.
Right. Well, that's what's so funny about this like theory and like the whole CERN collider thing, right? Is that no matter how far back you go with any sort of Mandela effects, whether it's the coined term effects, right? Or even before that, right? Mm-hmm. It's shifted our timeline permanently. So like everything that we thought was like this is actually not in the history books of being like how we remember it, you know? So the people in the 50s, if they did have something like that, right? And they were say to ask them today, was it like this? And they're like, no, I remember it differently. Is all because of this new reality, this new timeline that we're supposedly on.
And it just happened in 2012.
That's when they discovered the particle. That's so that's kind of like the tipping point of now we're in this new reality, because there was one scientist.
Well, would it have made the world or the earth like spin differently, or there would have been some sort of sound? Like I feel like if something as big as the Big Bang happened, like people would have felt it or heard it or something.
Yeah.
You know?
So this is when, I mean, I don't know that much about the science of like how all of that worked, right? But there was one lady, what was her name? Agnes Strudenbacher. She's got some weird, crazy, like Swedish German name that I was listening to earlier. She, Astrid Stuckelberger is her name. Sounds made up. I swear to God, that's real. That
guy got to pick his own last name for sure.
Right. So she worked with the WHO, the World Health Organization. She worked with CERN. She worked with like a bunch of big organizations, right? And she's got a lot of podcasts. She's been on a lot of podcasts talking about this CERN thing specifically. And she's on record saying that when she interviewed people post 2012 working for CERN, they said that not only does one additional timeline exist, they didn't confirm if we're in it or not, right? But there's at least 17 more that they know of.
How?
Based on this thing creating mini black holes that they were able to look into.
Yeah, but see, that's not fair, because when they explain this to us, all they do is just put a bunch of numbers and letters on a board and tell me to follow along, when I almost didn't pass algebra. And then they just put all this shit on a whiteboard, and then they make me feel like the fucking idiot because I don't know what this is saying. And somehow all these different equations supposed to explain a black hole, and they're like, why don't you get it?
I feel your frustration. For sure.
Dude, it makes you can't just put all that shit up there and just be like, nope, see, there's black holes. See how I carried the 3 over here? Right there.
It's like parents and kids. Why is it that way? Because I said so.
Yeah, dude. Exactly. Like, I understand you have a lab coat. I get it.
Right. Yeah.
You are the authority in the room, but
we think, you know, it's like, for all I know, it's, you know, fucking Seth Rogen over there. Like,
my point is, I could do that exact same thing to a 5-year-old and be like, see, Santa Claus does exist, and this is how. You know?
Right. That's every drunk uncle that exists.
Yeah,
right?
dude. X plus Y equals chimney.
Right.
Divide by Rudolph. It just...
Yep. It's a very good point. I would like to think maybe they're being honest, but who the fuck knows?
Exactly. Well, I guess that's my point. I just say anything with confidence, man, and you'll get an audience.
So they said that there was and that was one thing that they theorized about these two particles colliding, right? Is that the creation of black holes. Instead of getting one big one that swallowed up the Earth, right? They got a lot of little mini ones. Now there's also theories that like it opened up a gateway, and at this collider there's a gateway, you know, that's allowing people to kind of come in and out or interact with other interdimensional species, right? It gets like heavy, like the further and further, the more tinfoil that you put on, the more it gets into like entanglement theory. And
I have 2 questions. Has anything like it happened before 2012? Like, is there any record of this possibly happening, I don't know, even in like the Renaissance era or something different like that? Or is this the first time that we know about it?
This is the first time that this has happened.
Could it have like accidentally happened in the past?
I don't know. Not on Earth. It could have like in different galaxies, right?
But if let's say it happens on Mars, couldn't it affect us too? I mean, we're next door neighbors. House catches on fire. There's a chance I might catch on fire.
So from what I know about it, it can't happen with like in an atmosphere necessarily. It's got to be done like in the vacuum of space for these two particles to get close enough to collide, right? Because they also said that like this same type of particle or the same thing that caused the Big Bang is also what usually creates stars, right? And that's
so it happens all the time then.
It's a similar thing, but it'll happen in the vacuum of space. It just won't happen like on Earth under an atmosphere. Like
interesting.
We created it.
And second part is, do we like accidentally do it once and we don't know how to do it again, or is it something we kind of figured out?
Oh yeah,
the recipe.
They've been doing it a lot.
So they can just keep knocking us off on. So this could be like the 12 timeline.
Yeah.
They just keep.
Yeah, that's the other thing. They keep fucking doing it. Yeah, they. Yeah, so like 2012 is when they first but they didn't like pump the brakes and say whoa 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 whoa. they're coming after us. You know, they've been doing it. They've continued to do it. And they keep finding more and more of, because like every time these things collide, it gives them more like data about science and space and time.
Maybe we don't need that.
That's kind of where I'm at. Like, hey, it's the Jurassic Park line. Right?
I just don't think we should be fucking with AI and protons at the same time. You know?
It doesn't sound like a good recipe.
It's just, how about just one at a time here?
Right. Let's do one or the other, right? We spent so much time trying to figure out if we could that we didn't really stop and think, should we? You know? Like, this is how we get fucking dinosaurs back, you know? So
I'm going to start learning how to make fires. I think we're going to get to that point, Michael.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we're on the way. You know, we keep fucking with big things, and sooner or later, it's going to really bite us in the ass. I mean, it's already done so, but it hasn't done enough for we're like, whoop, whoop, you know, like should have done that.
I hope we're long gone by the time that day comes, Michael. But
yeah, I hope so too. But yeah. There's this rabbit hole is huge, and I've just skimmed the surface of it. Now, I think it's really interesting, right? Like, whether it's true or not, you know, I like the thought process of it.
Well, I don't because it has to be such like a small tweak. You know what I mean? It doesn't affect the timeline where you wake up 5 years older or 5 years younger. Or, I don't know.
Right.
That's the other. But then would you not remember? Like you just woke up younger?
Well, and that's kind of
like. Did you not remember you woke up dead?
Right. And that's kind of like what this is suggesting, right? With this like new timeline, right? Is that it was just like a fractional shift over just enough where nobody noticed anything monumental, right? Of like, this is not the color my car was, right? Or no, grandma has been dead for 10 years. Why is she alive? Right? There was nothing like major like that, but it's moved us over. Now, supposedly it's moved us over a few times because they keep fucking doing this, right?
Yeah.
But it's not drastic enough for us to really notice big things, right? Oof. But like what I go with is, okay, so let's take 2012, right? If we were moved over in 2012, I would say, you know, that's when things started getting, I guess, just weird in general, right? I would say there's a pretty big shift in like how politics was run since 2012, you know?
Yeah.
Shit's gotten pretty weird after that.
Very weird.
Right. Harambe dying, which I always said was the catalyst for all of this, right? Harambe was, you know, the one, the
he was the glue, damn it.
Exactly. you know, and then we had the string of celebrity deaths in 2016, right? And then COVID, and then everything that's happened in the last, like, what, 8 years, right? Has been pretty fucking strange, you know? Like, we're all kind of like, and I think that's a collective agreement, dude, right? Most people right now are like, what the fuck is happening?
We've lived through like 7 once in a lifetime events before we've hit 40.
Exactly. Right. And so that's why I don't know if I'm like using it as like a conspiracy crutch, right? Like, oh, well, this explains why everything's a fucking dumpster fire right now.
It is odd on the timing. It is odd on the timing. Things started to get really weird. Yeah, right around then.
Things are just a little odd.
Yeah.
A little odd, you know?
Yeah.
So
if you're a Republican now, you would have been a Democrat in 1960s.
Right. Yeah. And like, I don't know. The whole thing is just kind of fucked up. Right.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I keep thinking like, well, maybe CERN did something. Maybe we are, you know, actually on a new timeline, you know,
I don't know.
Like, we all kind of feel it. Maybe. I don't know.
I heard a weird story last night too that kind of got me thinking.
Hit me.
There was this little boy. I forget his name. So we're just gonna go with Daryl. And Daryl got to be like 4 years old or so. Started talking and everything, and he kept on telling his mom his name was Pam. I'm serious. And like, fuck it, Daryl, fucking stop. Stop calling yourself Pam, all right? And he kept going at it. He kept saying that he was Pam in a different life. He's like, no, my previous life, my name was Pam.
I've heard.
And I had this long dark hair. I lived in Chicago. He didn't live anywhere near Chicago. I think let's say he was in Omaha. He was a farm boy, this Daryl kid. But anyways, he never even seen Chicago. But he just said, you know, this is my previous life. And Mom was a little weirded out because he just wouldn't fucking drop it. And so then she started doing some research, because he also mentioned jumping out of a building in Chicago with a fire. And Ma did some research, and she found out that there was this hotel or some small apartment complex or whatever that burned in Chicago in like the 1990s. And there was like 15, 16 people that died. Yeah. And one of these people was Pam. It was Pam and so they put it in front of him, like, hey, which one were you? No hesitation, pointed it out. So that was me in my previous life. And then here's the other part: is Mom said after a couple of weeks of that, Pam went right back to just being normal Daryl. Yeah, I just dropped it, never brought it up again. Mm-hmm. It was almost like she just needed some closure.
I heard a similar one about a kid that said that same thing, right? Daryl said that he died in a fighter pilot, as a fighter pilot in like Japan or something like that. And like said he was with his friend. I think his name was, the friend was Buddy, right? Did the same shit. Like they found the thing in World War II, and where he was flying, where he said it, and he pointed at the same thing on the picture, right? This was me. This is where that happened, you know? And it's fucking weird, man.
Yeah, dude.
That would scare the
shit. Dude, I'd be so creeped out if that was my kid.
I know, right? Daryl, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah. You kidding me?
Yeah.
Fucking lock him in his room.
I mean, I told my parents, I've just heard the story. I don't remember doing it. My parents told me the story that I told them, that I remember being born, which really freaked him out.
Do you still?
No, I don't remember any of that. No, I just like started talking full sentences, you know, and I like told them. Yeah. They said what I said was, first it was really dark and warm and I liked it. And then it got really bright, and then it was cold, and everything was white.
Oh.
Yeah. They were like, that was fucking weird.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a little odd.
I don't know. Do you believe? Do you think the past lives thing is real?
I kind of, only because heaven and hell have to be so fucking crowded by now if it's not. Yeah.
We're hitting recycle.
Yeah, dude. Like, think about how many people have lived and died in the existence of Earth.
Right.
It's got so many people.
It's like a club. All right, we're a little full. Some of you got to go back to the back of the line.
Or do you think that it's like maybe it's a punishment up in heaven? It's like if you you do something bad, like you get enough speeding tickets up in heaven, or you piss off your neighbor enough, that's your jail time. You gotta go back to Earth,
right? Oh, shit! Send me back as somebody cool, please.
Yeah, depending on how severe the crime, that's what you come back in as life.
Or you come back as like a sea cucumber. Like we're gonna put you way down. You gotta live for 400 years under the water. God damn it! See, that's why we're sending you back.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I've always thought. I mean, there's a theory that the scars that you have, right? You get them in the same way, or no, it's birthmarks. That's what it is. If you're born with a noticeable birthmark, that was a scar from a past life, or like the point of entry of like how you died, or something like that.
I was stabbed in the side. Kind of makes sense.
There you go. Right.
Fuck.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, that kind of dips into like reincarnation a little bit, which I don't, not like fully into. But
I feel like you'd see a lot more birthmarks like right on the chest or right in the middle of the face than,
right?
A lot of people got shot in the face. Let's be honest.
More than I care to count, right? A lot of people got shot in the face at one point.
A lot of people got shot in the face or stabbed.
Like most of them in World War I.
Yeah,
face shots.
It's just nothing. But if it's not in the face, it don't count.
I don't know. The whole idea of like some bouncer up there like hitting recycle. Nope. Send them back. Send them back. Send them back.
Or maybe just like you go back because you have like unfinished business. I don't know, because then you don't remember your.
Yeah.
I have no idea, but I always thought, man, there's got to be so many people up there and down there.
Yeah. I mean, I've had some like vivid dreams before where it felt really real, where I've kind of attributed it to like a past life. Like I remember being in a jungle once and I thought it was like a Vietnam thing. Do
you ever have reoccurring dreams?
No. I hardly dream, if at all. Yeah, I was on lucid dreaming for a while. I was trying to get into that and make it work.
I remember.
Yeah, never clicked.
Sounds tough. I've had I haven't had it in a couple of years, but I'm due because I've had it probably. Well, I guess how many times do you have to have it for it to be a reoccurring dream? Because I've probably had this dream about 5 times.
I would say that counts. I would say any more than twice.
Okay. So I'm in the city, and I'm like, but I'm in the neighborhoods. I'm like north, kind of like Wrigleyville area, so sure. I could see the loop, and there's a lot of fire down in the loop, and like airplanes are hitting buildings, bombs. It's not pretty, and but I got tacos in my hands. And I'm just sitting there watching all this go down, and I'm just eating some tacos, and I'm calm, like I know it's a catastrophe going on, but like I'm okay, like I'm not scared. It's weird.
If the world was ending, Pat, that's exactly how I would picture you handling it. Like if there was a large EMP and airplanes were falling out of the sky and everything is on fire, I could totally see you just munching on some tacos going,
just munching on.
Well, guess I don't gotta go to work today.
I don't know. It's just so weird because it's just like I'm caught. Maybe it's just because I know it's. I don't know.
Yeah.
But there was one time where I was like in the building too. Actually, I was way up top, but I was still fine because I had my tacos.
The only ones that I've ever like remembered that might qualify as like a reoccurring dream is like being in a warehouse and somehow dodgeball's involved, right? Like I'm playing dodgeball or dodgeball is supposed to be taking place. And like I can't find the class or I can't find out where I'm supposed to go and I'm just like lost in a warehouse. But like maybe it was just one really vivid dream where that happened. I can't really say it's a reoccurring, but sure. That's always fucking weird, man. That whole REM part of your brain, you know, like half awake, half asleep, and you get the weird fucking dreams going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. I don't know. The brain's a mysterious place. It's the only thing. And this fucks me up. Right, the brain is the only organ that's ever named itself.
Yep.
That keeps me up at night sometimes.
Motherfucker's powerful.
Why'd you pick brain? You know, like out of all the things, why'd you pick brain? You know,
maybe he wanted to be Brian, but it's dyslexic.
The person that said, "Oh, I'm gonna call it the brain," actually was dyslexic.
Fucking Brian, asshole.
Supposed to be Brian. God damn it.
Who knows? It makes a lot more sense, to be honest with you.
It does. I mean, there has been multiple emails that I've written to a Brian before, you know, and it's spelled as brain. Whoops. Oh, my bad.
They always tell you about I before E except after C, but they never tell you about the AI combo, which is just as deadly.
Yeah. My favorite joke from The Simpsons is Lisa explaining I before E except after C. And what is it? Marge is like, well, what about Jim Neighbors is way cool? And it's her apron. And Jim Neighbors, but like it's spelled funny and it's way W-E-I-G-H. Like, she's like, who would ever say that? It's on my apron. Cracks me up.
They're coming out with a second movie next summer.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I didn't mind the first one.
I didn't. I loved the first one.
I don't know who's still watching The Simpsons. Again, it's a conspiracy that the government's keeping it around.
Right. Yeah.
Trying to give us little Easter eggs. But, I mean, I'll watch it. But
yeah, I'll probably see it, too. I mean, I can't remember the last time I actually sat down and, like, watched really any South Parks or Family Guys or Simpsons or anything like that. I don't think I've really ever.
I'll dabble at Christmas because I'll watch some of the Christmas episodes.
Sure.
Because you always have the same movies all the time, you know?
Yeah.
So you just, true. And it's just a little quick 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Something better.
Now, hit me.
I was going to ask if you got to enjoy your May the 4th holiday. I know you're a big Star Wars fan.
I actually didn't remember it until you guys were sending me memes about it. I was like, oh, yeah.
All the Natalie Portman memes didn't remind you?
No, I just thought it's not totally out of place to send something like that in a group chat. So like it only took like 2 or 3 in a row where I was like, either something happened to Natalie Portman or, oh yeah, it's Star Wars Day. That's right.
Yeah.
So I did watch some videos. There's some really good like YouTube compilations of the first movie, A New Hope, where Alec Guinness, right, who plays the old Obi-Wan, is talking to Luke about his father, Anakin, and like how they talk about like the Clone Wars, and somebody had spliced together all of like the memories of Obi-Wan and Anakin hanging out before he turned into Darth Vader. And it's like awesome. It's like an awesome compilation, you know, and how good of an actor Alec Guinness was as Obi-Wan, because he was able to talk about the Clone Wars and basically remember a character who wasn't even written yet or didn't even like really exist yet, you know, as far as like a backstory is concerned, how well he was able to sell that, you know, outstanding shit.
Are you talking about the first 3? Like
yeah.
Episode 1, 2, 3?
No. Well, no, A New Hope. So 4.
Okay.
Yep. So, but at that time, like Anakin's backstory hadn't even been written yet.
Yeah.
There was something I'd heard about how.
Well, hold on. So did George Lucas have the idea? So he had 4, 5, and 6 already written out, right?
So he had 4,
like
5.
He did write. he didn't write 4 and then be like, okay, now that I got more funding, here comes 5 and 6, right?
I think he had 4 and 5 written. And then it was only until he got 6 that he, like, when 5 became popular, then he started writing 6. And his ideas of the origin for 1, 2, and 3 were different than what we know. I was looking at this yesterday. There's like little differences to it.
Wait, whose ideas?
George Lucas's like original ideas of Anakin and his character arc and stuff were like all different. Like it was supposed to be, what was it? It was like Leia becomes the chancellor of the Empire. Luke and Leia and Han's kids, and then Luke's kids were supposed to be like the new leaders of the Jedi Order. And there were some other things.
Wait, Leia was supposed to be bad?
Not bad per se, but she like was the good emperor of the galaxy. So she was going to take over for Palpatine, but from like the good guys won, and now we run the galaxy.
Oh, well, that would have made sense.
Yeah, so like he had all of those ideas of where Star Wars was supposed to go, but then it changed as interests and ideas mesh, right? So yeah, it was supposed to be totally different. But I actually didn't watch any of the Star Wars. Low key though, I love Phantom Menace.
Which one is that?
That's episode 1.
It's not bad.
Like
I had him on the background for most of Sunday and Monday.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
I'm a big fan.
Actually, you know what? I am more annoyed with C-3PO in the 5th one than I am with Jar Jar Binks in the 1st one.
Yeah. You know
C-3PO is a fucking whiny bitch in the 5th one. He won't
Jar
shut
Jar
the
Binks
fuck up.
is supposed to be a Sith Lord.
No.
Yeah. There's a big internet conspiracy theory about Darth Jar Jar. That he was actually a Sith Lord and he was working with Palpatine the whole time and he was disguised as an idiot, you know? And he would use like force mind manipulation to push Anakin in like certain directions.
He's not the Columbo of the galaxy. I'm not going to believe that. No. Sorry.
The internet thing, there's many pages online about why this is the way it is. But my favorite thing, I mean, about Star Wars, especially in the prequel movies, is this whole gray Jedi thing. So Count Dooku, right? If you watch the second one, Count Dooku has Obi-Wan trapped. And he's given him the whole spiel about how Palpatine is actually a Sith Lord, right? And he's got a new trainee and like basically fleshes out the rest of the movies, right? Like, hey man, this is exactly what's going on. And Obi-Wan was like, no, you're fucking lying because you're a bad guy. And he's like, Qui-Gon Jinn was in on this shit. He knew what was going on. He knows all about that. And like in the book, Qui-Gon was like more of a gray Jedi. Like he didn't actually like the Jedi Order and didn't really like them getting involved with like more military conflicts.
Wait, he knew Anakin was going to go bad the whole time? Is that what you're saying?
Not Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon didn't know that, but Count Dooku knew about the whole thing.
About
like
Anakin killing him and becoming Darth Vader?
Mm-hmm. Like he force sensed it, or he knew that that's kind of the direction it was going. It's in the whole thing on Geonosis where Dooku's got Obi-Wan trapped. Like he fleshes out the whole thing right there. But Qui-Gon knew that Anakin was the chosen one. Also, fun fact, in episode 1, when Qui-Gon Jinn is radioing the ship from Anakin's house, he's using a Gillette razor blade. Go back and look at it. It's probably about halfway through. Qui-Gon's sitting outside after just talking to Anakin and getting his midichlorians. He holds a little radio. It's a fucking Gillette razor blade.
Whoopsies.
But like, yeah, Qui-Gon like didn't think Anakin was going to be like how the prophecy said it was going to be, and he thought
it was right. The prophecy was right.
It was right. Qui-Gon thought that through his training he could be more of like a good balance, like balancing the Force or the.
Well, maybe if Qui-Gon was around, then it would have happened.
Right, he got murked. He got murked by Darth
Maul.
He got
murked by Darth Maul.
And then only up until Episode 6, or no, 9, right? Then we learned that Force healing is a thing. Like, where the fuck was that in the first movie?
Yeah, hold on.
We could have avoided a lot of shit here, you know? Fucking Hadron Collider, I tell you. You know, changed realities, and all of a sudden Star Wars is shit. I don't know.
I tried to explain to my girlfriend that Star Wars is the ultimate love story, and she wasn't buying it. And I tried to explain
how Anakin, How you mean?
It's the most adorable love story of all time. Are you kidding me? It's the perfect tragedy with Anakin and Padme. Anakin is so in love with Padme that he will do anything to keep her alive, and his biggest fear is losing her. That's the last thing he wants to do. And someone manipulated him, took advantage of that fear, and played him like a fiddle.
That's true.
And the only reason why is because of how much he feared not being with her.
So you're telling me that the creators of Star Wars just
rom-com
Romeo and Juliet, but didn't want it to be too obvious. So they created
not Romeo and Juliet, just in a different. It's probably a different Shakespeare one that we don't. Maybe Hamlet. I don't know.
Right.
I've never seen it, but probably.
I don't know what it's about, but maybe.
Maybe. But seriously, just like that's. It's a tragedy. She dies because of him, and he tries to take over the galaxy.
Right. I mean,
because he can't bust a nut anymore.
See what happens with blue balls.
See what happens. Got all the anger and aggression built in. I mean,
that's literally the whole thing of the start of Episode 3, right? Is Anakin and Palpatine hanging out, and he's like, some people say he could bring people back from dying, you know? Mm-hmm. And ta-da, and you got a bad guy. Yeah. Now,
then Anakin, at the end of the day, realizes that there's some good left in him and comes back on the good side for Padme, because that's what Padme would want.
Yep. And he did, I guess, kind of bring balance to the Force, not only from a two Sith, two Jedi thing, right? Mm-hmm. That's what they were talking about. But I also saw that he fulfilled the prophecy by destroying the Sith, because up until 9 fucking ruined it. Somehow Palpatine's return, right? Up until that point, Anakin brought balance to the Force by both him dying and killing Palpatine, right? By throwing his old ass down that elevator shaft. Mm-hmm. And letting the Jedi rule after that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, one thing I wish that they would elaborate on a little bit is, and this is one of George Lucas's other like original ideas about where Star Wars, where he wanted it to go, was that after Palpatine died, all of the stormtroopers like didn't give up. They didn't like surrender. They turned into like mini gangs, little factions that controlled like these different planets.
Kind of like the Foot Clan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then they would start fighting each other, you know. I thought that was a cool idea.
Yeah. So as I was watching Empire Strikes Back, question: the clone troopers.
Yep.
They are clones of Jabba Fett.
Boba Fett. No.
They're
Jango.
Jango Fett. They're clones of Jango Fett?
Yep, and technically Boba Fett is also a clone of Jango. Just Jango kept a clone and raised him as a son.
So is Jango just the godfather of the worst shooting ever? Is he the one that's responsible for the stormtroopers constantly missing every single shot?
Kind of.
I mean, they're all terrible, and if they're all based off of him.
So I have two theories on why stormtroopers are bad shots. One, the helmets. I don't think they can see really well through this. So it's kind of like shooting with your eyes closed. I don't think that a clone head is designed to look like those helmets.
Don't you think someone would bring that up to their general, be like, listen, General, I know these look really cool and everything, but I can't see shit.
Here's my other thought, right? So let's see. On Camino in episode 2, they said that there was millions of clones being developed, right? Mm-hmm. And you got to think like, okay, so that was from the time the clones were created to the time that they were like deployed, right? Maybe a year, 2 years, right? Mm-hmm. And then you got to think it's maybe another 30, 40 years, right? After that event to when you have the first introductions of stormtroopers in episode 4, right? We're talking about 40, maybe 50 years of clone inbreeding, they're probably not the original Jango Fett clones anymore. These are probably like somewhat deformed.
Yeah.
Huge.
They're the clones from West. They're the clones from West Virginia.
Exactly. Like they're just not good. Now, if you do watch like the Clone Wars cartoon series, which is actually really good. Oh God, you're going to make fun of me for this. I watched a 15-hour breakdown of everything that happened in the Clone Wars, right? And it was an amazing breakdown.
Michael.
Surmised everything about it. Anyway,
I'm also kind of impressed that there is someone who went through all that trouble to just completely make up an entire war in that much depth.
Right. And like it's incredible, like how much like the Clone Wars is like a kid's show, but like some of like the really major points of that are like fantastically written, But what I was getting at is that within the Clone Wars universe, there are certain factions of clones that are like snipers, and they're like special forces clones, and they're like really, really good at shooting.
I remember Battlefront. You had options. You can be
exactly
whatever kind of stormtrooper you wanted.
So they started off strong, but again, 40 years of clone inbreeding probably didn't do them any favors. And then you had a, kind of a shitty helmet on top of that, and not sitting pretty.
Yeah, not doing well. So hold on. So did George Lucas? Because I mean, he started off with 4. Like he had to have known that he had to have had a backstory already, maybe not completely flushed out, but had to have an idea of what 1, 2, and 3 were supposed to be. Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't done that much homework into the writing process of Star Wars, like what he had surmised for 1, 2, and 3, or what backstories there were going to be, or if he just kind of left it open. Like
I mean, there are certain things because I remember because in 4, Luke is like, "Oh my gosh, you're Obi-Wan from the Clone Wars." Like there are certain things that
he brings it up. You were in the Clone Wars, yeah. Yep. So, I mean, it probably was about his backstory. Now, from what George Lucas thought of to what was actually portrayed, I don't know how accurate or like timeline specific it was,
Yeah. Dude.
But the Star Wars lore is fucking deep, man.
It's not even that. Fucking wild. Anakin that's just a crazy story.
Right.
Like everything about it. You're a virgin birth.
Yep.
Born into a slave.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden some magic ninja with a lightsaber takes you away and starts training you for the next 10 years of your life.
Yeah.
And then you fall in love. Yeah, you get kidnapped pretty much, have to leave your mom, then you fall in love with this much older woman than you and way out of your league.
Much older.
Much older and completely out of your league, maybe. Well, until he grows up. And then you got to try to win her over.
Right.
That can't be easy.
Yeah.
And then you finally get that situated. And then all of a sudden you're about to lose her, so the dark side sees the potential in you and all of a sudden turns you bad and then kills her.
Yeah.
And you're just a walking robot that can't breathe and can't jack off for the rest of your life.
Now, apparently they did show, like, how they were keeping... Because what was it in... I don't know. Similar, like, to the Marvel universe, I have just kind of stopped paying attention to the new Star Wars stuff, right? Like... I think the last one that I like watched was like The Mandalorian, but I stopped watching those series. I didn't watch any of like the Jailbreak ones, or like they have a show on Disney Plus that's kind of like the prequel to Rogue One.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't watch any of that. Apparently Andor is supposed to be really good, but I just never watched it. I haven't watched any of like the other spin-offs of it.
The only one I watched was the Obi-Wan show because they had some awesome Darth Vader scenes.
Yeah, yeah. And I think it was either in that or Ahsoka, because Ahsoka Tano was Anakin Skywalker's. Yeah, she was Anakin Skywalker's sidekick, his Padawan, kind of. So like they fleshed out her story a little bit more. And apparently, like, in that show, they show what Darth Vader does to, like, stay alive, basically. Uh-huh. Like, they got to pick off all of his dead skin all the time. And, like, he's just always in a bunch of pain constantly. So, I don't know. I've, like, seen videos of it, but, like, I never got into it all that much.
And he killed a bunch of kids. God.
And then Obi-Wan gives that lightsaber to Anakin or to Luke.
To Luke.
Like, oh yeah, by the way, this has got a bunch of kid blood on it. Just dust that off.
Don't worry about it.
You know, like, what the fuck?
Crazy.
I don't know. I could talk about Star Wars all day.
Crazy. Should we start the Midwest goodbye?
We should.
Yeah.
Well,
what are you making for supper?
I don't know. I had a lot of mac and cheese for lunch, so I'm not really hungry. We'll see what the wifey wants when she gets back. See what we're doing. Yeah. Are you on a? Yeah. So are you going through like all of your major kicks? Are you going Star Wars, then Lord of the Rings, then Harry Potter? Then Jurassic Park.
I've been a little lost since the end of Jason Statham month, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when you finish that,
kind of a loner.
Top.
What?
Where do you go after finishing the best? You know?
I don't know. So, Star Wars was going for a little bit. What have I been watching besides hockey playoffs?
Yeah. Who are in the
hockey playoffs? What?
Who is in the playoffs right now?
Carolina is playing Buffalo, I think. Minnesota versus Colorado. You got the Kings, or not the Kings. You got the Knights versus, I think, the Mammoth. Maybe it's not the Mammoth. No. You got like 8 teams left.
You know how often I say to myself, yes, Uncle Remus, I know the catfish are huge.
That's terrific.
It's probably, I have like those weird vocal stems like that, where I'll say that shit out loud at work. And people are like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I always do, I don't know why, but I always do fat bastard when we're about to leave anywhere. I just go, I just hope my wiring team is ready.
Hey.
I don't know why. I don't know why. Gets me every time. Gets me every time. You really are a fat bastard.
Let's have a smell, shall we? Oh, that smells like when you're walking through an apartment complex, smelling what everybody else is cooking. You're like, oh, what are they cooking?
That plus crop.
I haven't seen a movie recently where it's been like quote after quote, you know? Like, I don't like Talladega Nights, maybe Step Brothers, Pineapple Express. Those are like the last.
Yeah, dude, but that's
ones.
also still probably like 10 years old by now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, even more than that.
Yeah.
Pineapple.
I don't know, man. 2012. Comedy started dying, man. Right around this, we stopped being funny since we got knocked into this new timeline.
Right.
So it's the not funny timeline.
2008 was Pineapple Express. Kind of about 20 years.
Yikes.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
When was Talladega Nights? 2006.
Yep.
20 years ago.
I know.
Well, that didn't make me feel very good. Oh, the kid, I just Googled this, right? Talladega Nights. The kid that played young Ricky Bobby in jail. 3rd degree domestic violence. Ooh. Whoops, Daisy.
Yeah. You weren't supposed to be the character your whole life, kid.
Right. Who is it? There was another kid. Oh, geez. Was it Walker or Texas Ranger? Yeah. The kid that played TR, Texas Ranger.
Yeah.
He's like been in a bunch of movies. He was like in the whole Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Like he's actually like he doesn't look anything like him. But I saw him on a podcast once and I was like, is that fucking TR? Sure enough. That's him.
Question for you.
Yeah.
If you you were robbing a bank and you were getting out successfully and you had someone driving the getaway car and it's between Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, Ricky Bobby, or Dale, who do you want driving your car?
Oh, geez, that's a tough one. I'd probably Vin Diesel.
You think?
I would. Well, Paul Walker.
I think Paul's better when it comes to.
Is he though?
Well,
is he
put
though?
It like that.
Yeah.
He wasn't driving. He was in the passenger seat. But remember in the first one, he's the one who picks up Dom, and Dom's actually nervous because he's driving like a maniac, getting away from all the cops.
But wasn't he also a cop?
Who, Brian? Paul Walker?
Yeah. Wasn't he also a cop?
Yeah, he was a cop, but he still got away.
I think I'd go Vin Diesel. I think he has got 9 more movies of driving experience. You know? Like Dale, he was always second place. I mean, yeah, he did it to help his friend, right?
Yeah, slingshot.
Yeah, Ricky Bobby can drive with a live cougar in the car, so he's good under pressure.
He's going to be calm.
But if I need to fall out of the back of an airplane in a car, I'm calling Vin Diesel, you know?
You don't just no airplanes. No airplanes. It's just a bank robbery.
I saw this video this morning of this lady robbing a bank. Or no, she was robbing a convenience store. And the guy goes, "No, we don't do that here." And she like, she puts the gun down like on the counter, like she just got in trouble. She's like, "No, we don't do that here." And then he goes, "Go find the owner. He's in the back." And then she like walks to the back of the convenience store and it's just storage. While he calls the cops up front. It is the funniest shit ever. You just see her like processing it in real time, like, oh shit, I have no idea what I'm doing.
He didn't have a weapon at all. He just Chuck Norris'd her, just looked at her and told her what was going on.
He just like, we don't do that here. And she like put the gun down for a second.
Wow.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, probably a smart move.
Right.
At that point. I'd be like, yeah, you're right. I have no, I'm just going to, but I wouldn't walk in the closet. I'd just be like,
do you want this? You want the gun? I don't know what
I don't even know if it's loaded. I was just going to say, he's coming right for us. And
then you just start blasting anytime.
And just start blasting.
Remember, kids, if you ever need a reason to do something, just say they're coming right for us.
They're coming right for us. And then do it. Get away with it almost every time.
Almost. Oh, God, that's fucking funny. Well, I think I'm going to fire up some of these movies, and then I'll get back to you about which one I'm gonna choose. I'm still leaning Vin Diesel, but
all right,
I don't know.
I'm gonna make some Mexican fried rice.
Yeah,
have myself an evening.
Make some tacos and watch the world collapse.
Maybe.
I'm lucky. We'll see what happens.
See, not saying no.
Well, all right.
All right.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Common Professionals podcast. All music, content, and media used in this production are original creations and are owned by the Common Professionals.